It looks like we are good going live. Hello, everyone. We're in the meta universe today again. We are live streaming. We are also live over here on Instagram. So Facebook, Instagram. We actually use Restream. And I do not represent them in any way, but I like them, so I talk about using it. Restream.io, and that means we're going into multiple platforms. We're actually live on LinkedIn, YouTube, my Facebook business page, my Facebook group, Instagram Live. We're everywhere. So welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here today. And also hello over here. I see some people hopping in the Instagram realm. Hello, hello. And go ahead and feel free to pop in any of the comments from whichever page you're watching on. We also have a number of you here in the Zoom room with me. Go ahead, let us know where you're tuning in from. We always have a really cool global audience, so it's great to see who's showing up from where around the globe. So as you're doing that, oh, Paris, awesome, Yuquan. Oh, I love it. That's my grandfather. His family was from Paris, so a little Parisian heritage there. And yeah, as we get started here, I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit to some of you. I know a lot of you are familiar with who I am, but then we have new people coming into our community all the time. So my name is Heather Burgett. I'll be your host today. We're talking about overcoming fears of public speaking. My background is 25 years. Yes, it's true. And no, I did not start working when I was 10. I know I could look a little bit younger for my age, but I'm actually a lot older than you might think. But I've been doing this for 25 years. And really one of the most important things as a PR person that we do with our clients is we seek them editorial media opportunities. As you all know, that PR is a lot about getting in the press, getting featured in the media. The other big thing that we do is seek out speaking opportunities for our clients. So many, many years in the agency space, that was a big priority of my day-to-day activity, was finding the right media ops, finding the right speaking ops for my clients. So we're all here today to talk about the importance of speaking your message. Now, when you think about the ways to get your message out there into the world, there truly are only three main ways, right? And that is your writing, your speaking, and the media. So those are three things that I teach. Of course, within those, there's a myriad, but these are all the things that we call, or people like to call, quote unquote, free publicity, right? So if you have to hire someone to do it, it can get quite expensive and cost prohibitive for a lot of small business owners, creatives, consultants. But if you learn how to do it, it's just knowing the steps, your blood, your sweat, and your tears of actually doing the things. So that's what I'm here to do. That's my mission and passion after a couple of decades working in the PR industry for, very elite few and being passed around between millionaires and billionaires as my clients. I actually got to a point where I lost my last living grandparent. She was 95. My grandmother was one of my best friends, and it really broke my heart. And I decided, I wanted to make her proud. I wanted to do more with my life. I wanted to use more of my gifts and help more people in the world. So she is really a driving inspiration for why I'm here today, and was one of my best friends and always was one of my biggest cheerleaders in regards to, for one, my writing. She always loved my writing. So again, your writing, speaking, the media, these are excellent ways to get your message and your movement and your talents out into the world. So today we're focusing on speaking. Now, speaking happens to also be one of the things that is most terrifying to most people, right? It's, what do they say, death and public speaking. So, there's a lot of reasons that people hold back on putting themselves out there. So let's just kind of, by a show of hands, go ahead or put a one in the chat or comment yes, wherever you're watching from. So have you ever had a fear of public speaking. Do you fear public speaking? Whether it's, I don't care if it's on video, virtual, on an actual stage, has anything fearful in you ever come up? Anxiety, qualms, nerves, when you've had to do that, or even just thought about doing that? And yeah, I see. Yeah. Nerves, definitely. Yeah. People are definitely in agreement that stuff can come up for you when you're putting yourself out there in that way. Now, who here, let's be honest, who here ever has maybe held themselves back from putting themselves out there because they didn't love how they looked in public, on stage, on camera, right? Right? That's, you guys, I wasn't even going to have my picture on my website when I started my online business. I was behind the scenes for 2 decades. And I quickly realized, oh yeah, that's not going to fly if I'm looking to connect with the people out there who are looking to connect with me, right? That visibility, aligned visibility plus connection is what equals currency. We're also going to talk a little bit about monetization today. So whether you're looking for clients or to get paid for speaking, those are 2 avenues that absolutely can happen when you're getting visible and putting yourself out there in that bigger way. So, all right. So let's see. One more question. Who here would like to do some speaking or more speaking, but you seem to keep waiting or stopping? Go ahead and raise your hand. I see some me's coming through here in the chat. Yeah. So first and foremost, we have to kind of address that piece. Like, why are we stopping ourselves? And I will say there are some very common issues that come up, at least, in the circles of people that I meet that are coming into my community, asking for this kind of help. There are some very common themes. So, and you can go ahead and just, raise your hand or give a 1 or a yes in the chat if any of these resonate with you. Are you sometimes a perfectionist? Do you think, okay, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it 100% right, and I'm not gonna put anything out there until it's perfect? Yeah, recovering perfectionist. I totally get it. How about, these are some of the ways this shows up, right? How about analysis paralysis? There's so many things to do and ways to go that we don't end up doing anything. Anyone? Yeah, absolutely. You guys, and I know all this, I'm talking from my own experience as an introvert who has learned to put herself out there, right? Like, I was not, as I said earlier, wanting to or comfortable with going on video and much less live. And now look at me here. I'm live in like 10 places at once. So if I can do this, you can do this. Okay, so we've got perfectionism, analysis paralysis. How about the famous imposter syndrome? I'm not really an expert. Who am I to think I can be out there doing the things or talking about the things, or who's going to care, or somebody's doing it better? That kind of leads right into compare and despair. Another one, right? So these are some of the ways that we're stopping ourselves. And so I'm going to just tell you really quickly here today, and we're doing a very short meeting today. This is, a lot of the content that I teach, like I have a 3-hour workshop that I do, but we're just going to probably dig in for, 20, maybe 30 minutes today and cover some of these topics and get you at least some shifting and movement today, so you can really start to move forward with this if it's an issue for you. So the simple solution to this is acknowledging it, right? Accepting it, honoring it, and releasing that, right? Releasing the fear. I call it flipping the switch and making a new choice. Our vision and our desires for what we want in our life, our passion for our mission, our message, our movement must be greater than those things that are stopping us. So that's where it's time to really get clear on your purpose clarity, right? And that's going to be the key. And holding that vision, that frequency, that vibration of knowing it's possible for you to get to that next chapter that you're trying to get to. I think a lot of you are probably in my Visibility 30 challenge. If you're not, just go to visibility30.com. You can sign up there. So going through that 30-day challenge is you get daily email support with a little info and then an action item so that within 30 days, you're actually moving the trajectory of your visibility in maybe like 10 minutes a day. So this is an excellent way to get started. I see some of you, shaking your heads, like some of you are in there doing it. Go ahead, pop in the chat if you have anything that's like shifted for you yet, if you're just starting or how far in, and if you're feeling the shifts already. Next Thursday, we're going to be meeting with someone who's really awesome. We call her a badass in our community because she was a British captain in Afghanistan, and now she's helping women around the globe. She came in through Visibility 30 just a couple months back, and it was a game changer for her. Like, she just doing that 30 days shifted everything with her in terms of the confidence and putting herself out there into the world. So you're going to meet her next Thursday to hear from her own personal story, what that's been like. So it's great to see you. Thank you so much for showing up today, for being honest and open and vulnerable, right? That's key too. When we're putting ourselves out there and speaking our message, nobody wants perfect, right? They want you. They want you for who you are, your authentic, unique self that is shining your light in the world in the way that only you can do. So this is not about being someone other than who you already are, right? This is embracing who you are and leaning deeper into that purpose. So when it comes to speaking, are there any of you here today who have never spoken on stage or on live video or anything? Go ahead and let me know in the chat if that's the case, if you're like a total newbie at this. I think in this day and age, most people have at least probably gone live once or done something on their Instagram or their Facebook. So if you've done a little bit, go ahead, let me know in the chat here if you're kind of in that middle place. And then there's some of you who are seasoned pros out there already speaking your message. So there's definitely levels of this, but there's always a next level, even for the most seasoned pros to get to, right? So if you're already getting paid to speak your message out there in the world, then the next level for you is getting booked more frequently, right? Getting higher fees, speaker fees. So if you're just starting out, know that this is going to be the key to you connecting with your ideal audience, putting yourself out into the world in an aligned way, speaking your message, your movement, your story, right, to attract your ideal person, whether it's an audience, a client, an industry person, a customer, a sponsor, an investor, whatever it is. This is the biggest shortcut I can give you is, a photo, they say, says 1,000 words, video, amplify that 100-fold. So getting yourself on video or on stages is going to be integral for you to actually monetize your gifts in a bigger way in the world. So, and this works for everybody, visionaries, experts, coaches, authors, whatever you're putting out into the world, even if you have products, right? There's always a story behind that. So how many people here would like to monetize their career, their talent, or their business in a bigger way through their speaking? Go ahead, give a yes, or raise your hand. Yeah, I see hands waving. Absolutely. Yeah, right. So, so this is a big part of it. And I'm going to try something a little different today in this masterclass. This is a series that we are doing where we pick a topic. It's every 2 weeks, and we give you some good nuggets. So what I'm going to do is actually go into screen share. Now, this for Instagram people, I am sorry, you're not going to see the screen share, but I'm going to talk you through the slide. There's only a few, so you'll still get the content over here as well. So I'm going to pull this up. And let's see, where are we going? Over here. So we're going to go into screen share. And then we're going to go into present. It's been a little while since I've done a screen share. Sorry for the, the very slow delay here. All right. Okay. So we've got it up. Okay. So everything I teach you is to earn your free organic traffic. That is the key thing to know. And, it's one thing for me to sit here, telling you all about it, but I want to just show you some examples as well so that it's, becomes very real and tangible for you to understand what I'm talking about. And I love this quote. I love to share this in a lot of the presentations I do because it really comes down to the core of what we're doing here. It's a quote from Maya Angelou. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal, right? So everyone here is on a truth-telling mission. You're a visionary, an expert. You have a gift in the world. You're here to do something. You leave your legacy in this short time that we have on this spinning rock, right? So we also are in a very challenging time. I mean, if you look back at history, being human, it's always challenging, but it seems in this day and age, things are maybe more challenging than they possibly have ever been with the world we live in. So if you're here, you have a mission and a purpose. And I will say that's why I'm here, because I support people like you. So my experience, my wheelhouse, my expertise, my genius zone is helping small business owners, consultants, creatives get themselves out into the world in a bigger way. So everything that I teach you helps you do that in a much more accessible way than if you were to say, hire a PR agency, which I know because I have a PR agency. So I know what that takes. I know the expenses involved with that. And I'm sure a lot of you do as well. So I'm not going to focus too much on the writing today, but that's something else that I cover. Today, we're going to talk about the speaking. So this is when you think about all the places you can be speaking your message, it's truly endless. There are so many places to be getting out there. So these are some of the ways I help my clients get out there in an aligned way, right? And when you see this, you might be a little overwhelmed and go, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things to do. That's a lot of places. But just remember, this is not about doing everything at once. This is about having a plan and also looking at your strengths, where you shine, what lights you up, what makes you feel good, and going in that direction, right? Where are your people hanging out? Where would you like to be sharing your message? Where's your ideal client or audience? And what feels the best for you? Like some people want to have a show. Others could care less about having a show. Some people want to be on a TED stage. Others do not. So really, this is, and I'm just going to read the list here so our Instagram people can know all the things we're looking at right here. We have TV interviews, podcasts, TEDx, webinars, online summits, social platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Reels, IG video, TikTok, even Clubhouse, audio. There's a lot of audio social platforms out there. So if you don't like being on camera, guess what? There are avenues for you. Of course, Facebook Lives, IG Lives, all the things like we're doing today. And then in person, of course, stages, panels, conferences, right? All of these places where you can get booked to share your message. So I just wanted to, quickly show some of these. And I think, let me just check my slides here because I'm going to, I think, hop around a little bit. So bear with me 1 second. And let's see. Hold on. Hold the phone, everybody. Where did my slide go? Okay, my computer is doing wacky things. Hold the phone. This is the joy of going live. And my slide just did something very weird and did not come back. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up again. Just a momentary commercial break. Grab a water. You can't make this stuff up, right? It's like, okay, here we go. So this is the other piece I wanted to show to you today, which I touched on earlier about me being able to, talk all day about this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, let's see some examples, right? So here we go. We're going to go back into screen share. And Instagram peeps, don't worry, I'm going to keep you posted on what we're looking at as well. And we're going into present. Okay. Can my Zoomers, can you all see this okay? We're good? Okay, awesome. Okay, so we have going from local to global. So just a couple examples from some of the people, largely women that I've helped. I do help men as well. I'd say probably about 85% of my audience is women. So this is life coach Rebecca Silence. She took her regional business virtual and global. She raised her prices, got herself on TV news, was tapped by a media company as a paid podcast host, and landed her first book publishing deal. So she really leaned into the speaking. She went virtual, she went online, she started an online show, she did her podcast, really got strong at speaking her message, getting featured in the media, on TV, like local TV news, and is actually a regular recurring guest on her local TV news, one of the stations there. So, and that all led to her getting her first book publishing deal. Now, this was not a self-publishing deal. This was a traditional publishing deal where someone actually paid her because they wanted her story and to do her book. So that's just one example of how this can work. And, truly, when you lean into it, have things go through the stratosphere. So another one of my clients, Laurel Harris, an incredible Emmy-winning producer and actor, she really leaned into putting her message out there and got featured in some international media. For those creatives here, the power of being featured in an outlet like Variety or Backstage. And she's, using that to leverage her production company. So when you get that attention and you're putting yourself out there, getting highly visible and appearing in third-party places, that's when you have more leverage to get the investors, right? Get people to want to collaborate with you. And I always call it, it's more or less striking while the iron's hot, right? Like you're showing that you're hot and there's buzz and people get excited about that. And this is someone who actually is a keynote speaker that worked with me for 6 months. And we say here she went from crickets to fully booked. It was a little quieter than usual for her when we started. We did some revamping of her positioning. So really a lot of this is how you position, package, and present yourself in the world. And within the 6 months, she was getting featured in major media and ended up booking her paid speaking schedule 2 years out, right? So this is the power of, this is what we're talking about, the power of this stuff. Someone else, we had Giovanni Cruz, an incredibly talented actress and also a business owner, also a consultant. She was really interested in amping up her visibility for her career. And when we first met, the thought of getting visible, she broke out in hives. So talk about fears, having to overcome fears. And she really stepped in, claimed her worth, her value, increased her rates by 100%. She was in 2 blockbusters last summer, and she's now consistently and confidently landing new gigs. So that I just wanted to show like some of the power. Like it's one thing for me to tell you, but I want to show you how this works, how powerful it is. And when you overcome those fears, I mean, literally, we talk about Gio and her, I could see her chest. She was, literally breaking out in hives at the thought of stepping higher into her visibility. So it's no joke. Like it is a real, almost physiological thing for a lot of people. And so if you have fears, if you're stopping yourself, it can sometimes take having someone, a mentor, a guide, that my background is also in the healing art. So everything I approach is from a state of alignment and very spiritually grounded, everything that I teach. So having someone that has the intuitive gifts and ability to work with you on your mindset and your alignment to clear and support you in releasing or shifting any of those things that might be blocking you is imperative. And then the next piece is actually having the steps, right? So I see Roger here today who just stepped into my inner circle, and it's about like having the roadmap, right? Once you have the resources, the plan, the strategy, the roadmap, then you know what to shoot for. So if you're just kind of swimming out there, trying lots of things, nothing's really working, you're feeling stuck, like you're spinning your wheels, you're trying a lot of marketing tactics and none of them are quite seeming to like stick or work, then, I invite you to go ahead, especially if you're here today and watching today. I would love to speak with you personally and help you and give you a PR action plan. So that's my gift to you for being here today. And the lovely Giselle is there sharing the link that you can book in for your action plan session with me. And this is truly just for us to meet, get to know each other. It's not a sales call. This is for me to look at where you're wanting to go and help identify where you're stuck and see if there's a plan there that I can offer you based on what I find out in that session. And then, of course, if it feels like a fit or we do want to work together, we absolutely can continue the conversation. But this call is really a connection call for us to see, like, is energetically for me, that's important. Like, is it even a fit for us to potentially work together? But in the meantime, I can absolutely help give you some advice on your career, your business, whatever it is, to help set you on the right direction to be getting out there, getting more visible, overcoming those fears of speaking, whether it's not virtually or on stages, and then looking at your business model and your monetization model, right? Because if you're looking to make more money, you can use your speaking to do that, and you can do that in various ways. We don't have time to get into all of that today, but just know there is hope. It's possible. There are a lot of ways out there for you to make the impact, the income, and create the influential profile that you're looking to create out there in the world. So I want to thank you all for joining us here today. We're keeping it kind of short and sweet because we'll have also a lot of people watching this on the replay. So I always like to try to just give the most value I can in the shortest amount of time. I know we're all busy. So just know the invitation is there for you to book in at that link. And it was just such an honor to see you all and get to spend some time with you together today. I see lots of thank yous coming through. You are very welcome. All right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your day and get out there, start speaking your message. I hope to connect with you so we can go a little deeper and dive deeper into your specific situation. And either way, we'll see you in the community, the Shine Strategy, or Shine. We just changed the name actually to the Shine Insiders on Facebook is kind of where our group hangs out. And again, if you have not taken the visibility30.com challenge, I highly encourage you to sign up for that free challenge at visibility30.com. All right, everybody, lots of love and blessings to you today. So great seeing you. Thank you all for being here. Bye.